few days ago, we finally got a brand new trailer for the new Tenkaichi game, and it looks absolutely amazing. Now, obviously, everything isn't all roses and perfume. There is some concerns. And one of my concerns currently is the characters. Tenkaichi games, the roster is one of the most important things. These games are known for having very big rosters with multiple transformations. And currently, we're in an era of games where games don't really have huge rosters like that, especially fighting games. Fighting games usually start off with between like maybe 18 to 26 or 7 characters at launch. We're in the era where DLC is like a really big thing, so a lot of characters probably are going to be DLC. But what about the base roster? Who is going to make it into this game? How many characters are going to be in a base roster? That's what I'm here to talk about today. Today I'm going to put together a list of characters I think are actually going to make it into this game. Let's do it. Okay, so the 3 categories we have is yes, no, and maybe. Yes is obviously I think they're a lock to make it. No is I don't think they're going to make it. And maybe is I'm kind of 50-50 whether they're going to make it or not. So first up, Android 16, I think he's a lock. I think Android 16 has become like a fan favorite at this point, and I just think he's gonna make it. Android 17 is already confirmed. It's his Tournament of Power edition. So I don't think we're gonna get regular Android 17. I think they're just gonna stick with the Android 17 Tournament of Power, but maybe he'll have a skin. You know what? Android 18, I think, is pretty much locked too. I've never seen this man in my life. Babidi isn't gonna make it, all right? But I'm a Babidi fan, and I think Babidi should make it into a game and be playable. I don't remember if she's playable in the old games. I don't know if Babidi has ever been playable. Editing Weeby here. I discovered 2 things. Babidi is actually playable in Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3, which I guess completely slipped my mind. Second thing is, Babidi is a dude. This entire time I thought Babidi was like some old grandma. I don't know why I just never thought about it, but throughout this video, I call Babidi she, and I've always thought Babidi was a woman, but Babidi is a man. The more you know. Bardock, I think, is pretty much a lock. I can't imagine that Bardock isn't going to make it. Now, Basil is interesting, right? Because for some reason, Bergamo got into the game. Now, I know when we were all watching that trailer and we saw Bergamo, we was like, what the hell? No, I think the reason for them showing Bergamo is to let you, they basically flexing, right? They like, if Bergamo make it, anybody can. I can make it. I could possibly be in there and my transformation will be, actually get a proper hairline. But Bergamo making it makes me think that the entire trio is going to make it. So I think Basil is going to make it. Basil, however you said, I don't know. He's going to make it. Now, Kaba is interesting, right? Now, immediately I would think that Kaba is going to make it. But something tells me that there's a chance that Kaba won't make it. Now, I think there's more of a chance that, more likely, that Kaba will make it than he won't. But it's like one of them things where it's like, like I said, Bergamo making it makes me believe that literally anybody can make it. But for some reason, I'm just not that confident in Kaba making it. So I'm going to put him in maybe. Strangely enough, I think Cell Jr. is going to make it. I don't know why, but like, Cell Jr. be making it into a lot of games. I don't know why. So I think Cell Jr. is going to make it. It's funny because I'm like, I don't know if Kaba's going to make it. And then I'm like, Cell Jr. is going to make it. So I do think Cell Jr. is going to make it. So I'm going to put Cell Jr. in yes. I know I said Champa is like, I think Champa is going to be one of the 2 Gods of Destruction that are going to make it in. But even with Champa, I'm not 100% sold. So I'm going to put him in maybe. I can 100% see Chi-Chi being playable. But am I confident in Chi-Chi being playable? No. So I'm going to put her in maybe. Absolutely not.
Who are these niggas?
Cyborg Tao, no, but I do think regular General Tao is going to make it. I do think he's going to make it, so I'm going to put him in yes. But the Android version, no. Now, this is a character that I really wish won't make it. I am a known Deborah hater. I hate this character. I think this character is so whack. He gets on my nerves. I don't find him cool at all. He looks like Dookie. I don't care. He is trash. But I know he's going to make it for some reason, so I'm going to put him in yes. Dende is interesting, right? I kind of want Dende to make it, but I don't think he will. I'm going to put Dende in maybe. Dispo is interesting because I do think Dispo is gonna make it. I don't have any reasoning behind it. It's kind of like the same thing with Bergamo, where it's just like they're trying to really emphasize like this game is gonna have a lot of characters, and I think that's just one of the weird ones that can make it in. Frost, this is a good one. Frost is a good one. So if you don't know who Frost is from like Frost isn't from the Tournament of Power. It's like that tournament before the Tournament of Power. I forgot what it's called. Is that also? I don't remember. Okay, but Frost was there. Frost. I don't think Frost is gonna make it. I'm gonna say no on Frost. Actually, Frost could be a maybe, but I don't think so. Zamasu is gonna make it. I don't even have to think. Zamasu had a major arc where they were the villain. I can't see Zamasu not making it. Gas! Okay, I think Gas is gonna make it. I think Gas and Moro are both gonna make it. I don't think Gas's crew is gonna make it, but I think he's gonna make it. Now, the only thing about the characters that are only like manga only right now are not being shown, or that have not been shown in anime just yet, is they might steer away from these characters from like a spoiler perspective, but if there's nothing story involved, I don't know if they're gonna avoid them. I think Gas is gonna make it. I'm gonna put him in Gas. Yeah, there's so many Gokus. It took so long for me to move them all over there. Okay, so we're through all the Gokus. Frieza, we already know Frieza is gonna make it. Now, Angels are interesting, right? I don't know about Angels. Like, I think Whis will be the only Angel that makes it. I can also see the what's the other the girl angel? I forgot her name. I can see her making it too. I think there's multiple girl angels. I'm sure she's on this list, but I think Whis is the only one where I'm like, he's a lock. But I'm not sure too much about the angels. Like, I'm not super confident in them. I don't think the Grand Priest is gonna make it. Now, if Gas is gonna make it, Granola, I call him Granola Bar. I don't know. His name is Granola Bar. He's from the manga. I think if Gas is going to make it, then Granola Bar has to make it, right? So I'm going to put Granola Bar in yes. I think if Gas is making it, Granola Bar is making it. Gregory, I'm sorry, gang. You're not going to make it. I think the whole Ginyu Force is going to make it. I think all of them are making it. I'm going to be real with y'all. If Cell started in his perfect form and then went to 100%, and then went to whatever his newest form is called, I wouldn't mind. Because I think Cell, the first form and the second form of Cell are absolutely booty cheeks. But do I think they're going to make it? Yes. But I will emphasize one more time that Cell's Form 1 and Form 2 suck. They're trash. But yes, they're going to make it. Now, this is where it's going to get, where people are going to be like, what? I think Jacko is going to make it. Hear me out. I think we've seen him enough to where like they like, yo, people know what's up with this character. And I don't know. I have something in my heart that just tells me that he's gonna be a character that shows up down the line. Will he be in base roster, assuming that this game will eventually have DLC? No. I don't think he'll be base roster. But I do think somewhere down the line that he's gonna make it. I don't know why. A part of me just truly feels in my heart that Jacko is gonna make it in the game, and we're all gonna hate it. There's gonna be a point where we're all gonna be excited. We're gonna be waiting for DLC, and we're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I've been waiting so long for Blase to make it," and then it's gonna be Jacko, and we're all gonna be upset, and people on Twitter are gonna cry about it. King Piccolo, no, I don't think we're gonna see King Piccolo. Same thing with Yema. I don't think we're gonna see Yema. Korin, no. Kid Krillin? I don't know if we're seeing Kid Krillin. Once again, Lavender, I guess Lavender is making it. If they're going to put one of the trio, they have to put the rest of them, right? Or else it wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to say Lavender is going to make it somehow, and he's there. Personally, I think Moro should make it in. Now, the thing with Moro is obviously he's like manga only. So a lot of people who are anime only don't know who he is. But I think this will be a nice introduction for him to make it. Eventually when Super comes back, he's going to be like the next major arc. So I think it makes sense to have him in the game. I'm assuming there's not going to be anything story related in the game for him, but just having his character there, I think makes sense. So I'm going to say yes. Nail could make it. I'm going to put Nail in maybe, because Nail has made it before, correct? I can see Nail making it, but I'm not confident in Nail making it. Same thing with Piccolo. Piccolo in his newest form. I don't know if his newest form is on here, but I'm including Piccolo in his newest form. Pikkon. I think Pikkon is going to make it. I think he's popular enough to make it. I think people really like Pikkon. I'm indifferent about Pikkon, but I do think he's going to make it. Pirate Robot, no. Mr. Popo. Now, y'all know they not finna put Mr. Popo in the game. It's 2023. Y'all know how people be. They ain't finna put Mr. Popo in here. They should put him in there, but he ain't gonna make it. I think if Cell Jr. is gonna be playable, then the Cybermen are also gonna be playable. I'm gonna put them in yes. Shin, nah. Shin could be playable. I'm gonna put him in maybe. In my opinion, I don't think any of the Supreme Kais are gonna make it. I think Toppo is 100% making it. I think he's gonna have his God of Destruction transformation. I think that's a given that Toppo is gonna make it. Nah. I'm gonna put in maybe. I could see it, but at the same time, I'm like, you know. Vegito, obviously, he's gonna make it. You know, back in the day, I used to be really heavy on Vegito. I used to be like, Vegito is the best. I flip-flop constantly between which I like more, Gogeta or Vegito. Yajirobe, is that how you pronounce his name? Y'all know I can't read. Strangely enough, I do think he's gonna make it. Zeno is weird. Because, like, what would you do with Zeno? I feel like Zeno would be really, really broken. I can see Zeno being playable somewhere down the line, but I can't see Zeno being playable here. I'm putting maybe. Kel is gonna make it. Garlic Jr. There are some characters on this list that are missing that I think are gonna make it. Off the top of my head, and please correct me if I'm forgetting anybody. Android 13 is gonna make it. Super Baby is gonna make it. Omega Shenron is gonna make it. Cooler is gonna make it. All forms of those characters are gonna make it. I think Janemba wasn't on this list. Janemba is also gonna make it. All of the major villains that have ever been in Dragon Ball are gonna make it. Most of the major villains actually aren't on this list, which I find is odd. But all of them are gonna make it. Off the top of my head, those are the characters that I'm missing that are like, why aren't they here? So those characters are gonna make it. I'm trying to think about, also Bojack and Zynga, I think are both gonna make it. Off the top, Turtle is gonna make it. I think off the top of my head, that might be everybody that's missing. Please let me know in the comment section below if there's somebody else I'm missing. I didn't make this list, by the way, so this isn't my list. This is just the best list I could find with a huge amount of characters that wasn't like random NPC from behind. But I think that, I think that's everybody plus the people I've named. If there's somebody, I'm sure there's somebody major that I'm missing. But a lot of people are going to be, I think this game is going to have an incredible and a very big roster. Even if it starts off like not as big, I think as it progresses, we'll get like DLC. And it might not even be paid DLC. Let me be real. It's 2023. The shit is going to be paid. But I think eventually this roster is going to shape out to be very, very big. And a lot of characters are going to make it in. I'm sure I miss some. But let me know, what are your top 5 characters that you would like to see in the game? I think top 5 for me, for characters that I'm like, that I want to make it, but I think, you know, I want to see Moro playable. I want to see Ultra Ego make it. I'm sure a lot of these characters are actually gonna make it, so I think Jocko making it would be hilarious, because I know people are gonna be mad about it. That's my 3, but if you have 5 off the top of your head, let me know who you would pick. This was fun to do. I'm very excited about this game. Hopefully it's as good as we remember. I know a lot of people are spreading this is made by the people that made Jump Force. It's gonna be trash. It could very well be, but it could also be fire. So, as always, pass class, don't eat ass. I'm out this bitch.